Well, I know many of you out there have networks. Some of you are network admins. You have to manage multiple computers. Even here in my house, I didn't realize it until running this tool that I had so many devices on my network. And this is the tool that we're going to be demonstrating, Packet Trap Perspective. If you head over right now to go.tagjag.com/perspective, you can download a copy for yourself. It's running on Windows. It was easy to set up, easy to get going, and I personally, someone who I've said very clearly in the past, I'm not a network admin, don't know much about, managing networks, but this tool has made it easier for me to see what's going on in all the devices that are connected to my network. And that's just at the top level, of course. The idea is, the name of the product is Perspective, so it's kind of giving you a zeitgeist over the devices on your network. And I've got the program pulled up right here, Packet Trap Perspective, and I'm joined by a couple of people from the company. This is Brian, his little head here.
How's it going?
And this is AK.
What's going on?
Right here. So they're helping me a bit. And I thought did I explain that clearly enough? I mean, is that really what Packet Trap Perspective can do?
Yep, that's exactly what it can do. So what we do here, we actually track Brian's web surfing at the office. So we actually have a network traffic analyzer that allows you to see all the websites that are being served at your company. I can't say what he's visiting because it's not PG-13 or PG for that matter, but we can give you all the insight on who's surfing what websites. Someone's on Facebook, on YouTube, or some of the other great websites are out there. We can tell you exactly what kind of impact they're causing on your network as well, as far as bandwidth usage.
So it's not just about who's clogging up your network, but it's about what they're clogging the network up with. What type of traffic it is, what type of protocol, what percentage of the bandwidth is going over the wire. So it's a whole list of different things that you can, tools you can use to figure out, who's slowing down my network, and then I'm going to shoot off a report to the boss and say, this isn't my fault the network's acting slow, this is so-and-so's fault.
So you track all the users by IP and DNS. So it tells me exactly who is, in this day and age, who's being productive. If someone's on Facebook, well, I can see that. And if I don't like that employee, he's fired.
Now, did you guys catch that? Did you catch that? You can use this tool to analyze who's doing what and where on your network. That's pretty powerful. Is that the traffic analysis button then?
That's correct.
All right,
so the traffic analysis works with pretty much any router or switch, regardless of any flow support. So there's three major protocols out there by vendors like Cisco, Juniper, and HP. That's NetFlow, SFlow, and JFlow. But we now just released PT-Flow, which allows you to manage traffic from any router, regardless of Linksys, Netgear, or Cisco. You can manage all the traffic and see exactly what's going on in your network.
Control.
Exactly.
I'm zoomed in close right now, and it seems it's the devices list.
That's correct.
I've tried to use so many NetScan tools, and again, like I said, I'm not running like a massive network here, so I imagine you've built this to scale, right?
Yep.
Okay, but it worked here enough to automatically detect the IP, the host if it was named, and further details about that particular device. It did this for me just by clicking a couple buttons. And it was so, I mean, honestly, and I'm not used to seeing a lot of these enterprise class tools, work so easily. And it did right out of the box. In fact, before I could even get going, it said, hey, do you want to set this up? Do you want to find the devices on the network? And that was really impressive from the get-go.
Yeah, the product was really designed to be a load and go product for smaller network IT administrators who aren't familiar with some of the more sophisticated equipment, how to get into them, how to enable them. It was really meant to be easy to set up, easy to use, because our whole mantra here is it shouldn't take more time to manage your network management solution than to manage your network itself. So that's sort of where we're coming from.
Yep.
And
we have what we call smart policy. So we automatically detect the devices via the credentials, which is SNMP credentials. Then we throw those devices into the appropriate policy, whether it's a networking device, it'll be the networking policy. If it's a server, throw it in the server policy for you automatically.
Okay. And the whole idea here, Chris, is really that what we're trying to do is get the people to figure out a way to be more proactive in preventing problems, preventing downtime instead of fixing problems, because obviously downtime equals lost production, and that's the last thing any IT administrator wants.
I just zoomed in as you were mentioning the policies. I zoomed in close to take a look at what you had there, and you've got like different monitors you can set. You can even set the amount of time each one of these monitors runs. I mean, wow, that's pretty detailed.
That's correct. So we have fixed intervals that you can modify. So if you want to be able to get a CPU update every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes, you can do that. We also have a feature called Go Live, which is under the Devices tab. If you right-click on any device, if you need to troubleshoot in real time, you can now do that as well in real time.
Oh, great.
So that's actually a pretty unique feature in the network management space.
And I love how you can see the processor usage or memory usage. I mean, once it's set up, of these various devices like IP, host, last boot time. I'm looking right now at one of my printers on my network, and yeah, that's this is more information than I could have gotten otherwise. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, I mean that's hence the reason for the tool. I also in the dashboard section, I've also noticed you've got like a top 10. This is like really an overview of, well, you've got by default like top 10 highest average latency, average CPU usage, average packet loss, average memory usage. I mean, a lot of these sections here in this pane. Could I add more views to this?
Yeah, you can add more gadgets. You can add as many tabs as you want. There's a whole list of different gadgets depending on the performance counters you're collecting.
Right
but
there.
the pre-canned templates you see there just goes back into the whole concept of load and go. Get the thing set up quickly, start monitoring your data right away. You shouldn't have 2 or 3 days to have to sit and configure all this stuff.
Dude!
It's there for you, it's ready to go.
You've got tons of gadgets. I just looked at the gadgets list, and you've got everything on here.
Yeah, you can actually monitor the top domains being visited, so top websites
Really?
being visited.
Now, see, that's gonna...
For the gadget, you can also do manage web servers or websites. You can say, well, if my website is displayed, cannot be displayed. I know my web server is down, so you can be alerted on that as well. So we have full alerts as well on all the devices you want to manage.
Wow. I just went through I'm going to try to, I'm zoomed in really close so that people can see. I'm trying to set up at least starting to add a gadget for traffic on one of the particular computers on the network. Not that, I'm trying to snoop in on, whoever's on my network, but it's certainly giving me a heck of a lot more information than, I would have had otherwise. Well, and again, that's kind of the idea.
Yep,
absolutely.
And that's probably, I'd say most of our customers we're talking to, that's probably their biggest pain point is really to analyze traffic. They want to see exactly what's going on, what's going down the network. We do a lot more than that. We also manage VMware environments, manage all your Windows servers, your Linux servers, desktops, but I would say the main pain point is traffic analysis because folks want to know exactly what's going down their network.
Right.
Is it this particular, when I have everything set up, could I access it? Let's say I'm on another computer, maybe somewhere in the world or whatever. Can I access at least the information that I've set up on this computer?
That's a really good question. This is a multi-user system. This is meant for multiple IT administrators, no matter where they are in the world, to be able to access it via a browser or via a thin client that they can download on their machine.
So it's web accessible.
It is web accessible.
Correct.
And then, of course, you've got various reports that can be run, like on demand, I'd imagine, or it kind of happens over time. So you can get an idea about where things sit with whatever, well, here, I can zoom in again and show people. Individual device reports, CPU, ping, Windows services, list goes on and on and on. This reporting, it's something that's important, I think, more over time, I'd imagine. But does it really help someone pinpoint what the problem is? Not necessarily,
yes,
hey, there's a
problem.
problem.
You can actually go down to the last hour or the last period. You can go back to a period to the last year and collect all the data that you want to see. If you just want to see top talkers on your network, you can see that. If you want to see just the top CPU utilization, you can see that as well. You can also have the reports emailed every day to the CIO or the CEO of the company, so they can see a full network executive summary report on what's going on in the network.
And then it looks like you've got various export options, HTML, PDF, or HTML and PDF. That's pretty smart.
That's correct.
Getting
That's
that stuff
correct.
out there.
And really, this is also for IT administrators to give their boss or their colleagues more visibility into what's going on in the network on a standard schedule, so that they can expect, on a weekly basis, an overall network health score. That way, it makes it really look like the person's doing their job better.
That's genius. Now this is of course Packet Trap Perspective. It's a tool that isn't free, but you also have free tools available on your website, packettrap.com. Are they kind of like little brothers to these larger tools?
That's correct. So the PT360 is a network troubleshooting tool, which has free tools. And we have a pro version, which is about $99.
Oh, it's
so
not
it's
bad.
actually great for recession.
Yeah, I would say. Well, no, I mean, but it's one of those things that unless you have the right tool for the job, you're just running into nothing but frustrations. But I think we're going to do a demonstration of PT360 in another video. So
Sure.
I wanted to cover this one separately, Packet Trap Perspective, because it is a different tool compared to
Yeah, the
PT360.
Perspective is more of a comprehensive network management system that does full alerting and reporting, where the PT360 is a great complementary product. It's more for troubleshooting tools and just doing diagnostics on your network.
All right, it'll be something to look forward to. Again, everybody, say thank you to both to Brian and AK for taking the time out to kind of walk through some bits of this, and I kind of wanted a little perspective on perspective. You can download it. Sorry, hopefully that wasn't too punny for you. If you want to download a copy right now, get started with a Packet Trap perspective, see if it's right for you and your network needs. You can head to go.tagjag.com/perspective. That's going to take you right to the download. Of course, packettrap.com.
That's correct.
Get more information on that stuff. Really, in fact, here, I can zoom in right here and show you. Packettrap.com. That's where you can go. When we find people who help support the things we do, we like to be able to support them back.
And Chris, don't forget to tell them they get a free T-shirt too.
They get for what? They get a free T-shirt for what?
For going to our website and registering our product.
Do you hear that? You can get a free T-shirt. So I didn't even know that.
Yours in the mail already.
Oh, mine's in the mail already. Hey, there you go. If for no other reason, then you can get a free T-shirt. Put clothes on your back. Hopefully you're wearing clothes when you're watching this video. If not, I don't want to know. Thanks again, guys. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. Of course, you're more than welcome to stop by our community of geeks. Join us there, geeks.pirillo.com. And then you know that we've got this chat room here. We're typically talking tech and sometimes demonstrating software throughout the day and night, because I'm streaming this video 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in conjunction with the chat room at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.